came in, I will tell you, it looked like if you were diving and looking at a shipwreck from like 100 years ago. There was no color here at all. All of the mahogany that's, for example, on the bar, all of the mahogany in the place was painted black. All of these walls had, when in Detroit, what happened was, this was the Cliff Bells, it was closed in 1978. The area that we're in right now was the epicenter of the worst of Detroit. Right down the road, the next block is the Cass Corridor. I'm sure you guys have heard of the corridor. It's probably maybe the most dangerous street in America for quite a long period of time. And the scene of a crack epidemic. And this kind of was the epicenter. And so 15 years ago, 20 years ago, all of those lots that have the fences around them as you pulled in, all had buildings on them, all fairly much looking like the one across the street. No windows, some of them fires are burnt out, but people were still living in them. That was one of the things, is this town was not vacant at that time. It was full of prostitution, crack dealers, and thugs of every kind, and just, you know, your common old degenerate, you know, looking for the porn star, you know, living right above it. And that's what we had down here, is the liquor stores and these little things, you know, porn, and it just looked like everything you would expect, you know, that kind of environment to look like. So this had gone through a couple of, this bar had reopened as the Cave at one point in time, and had a variety of names. And a lot of facade was on this that made it look like the old dungeon room or this or that. So a lot of the facade was covered up, and half the bar was demolished. So half that bar is a restoration, actually, off of a few pieces that were still standing. And you know, a remarkable job. The plaster was complete. Oh yeah, we have some photographs up here. It's really nice. Most of this plaster here was on the floor, and if you look at the stage, you'll still see the watermarks on the maple, the black, and where it was repatched in. And you know, it was just smelly, layers of wet carpet, tile on top of that. And so the rest are walking into the place. Really, with the exception of only two people that I had ever brought into the place that even saw that it was possibly restorable. I mean, it was total wreck. There were a couple of saving graces. I myself paid really close attention to the structural elements above the ceiling, and I knew that if the structure was good, we could repair everything else. As long as we had structure, things could be restored.